Huh?
I said, did you want a call about colors?
I love that. That's cool. Well, good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming. We came in this morning and we said 36 more hours of early voting. But who's counting? So the hours are running down. I did bring my numbers. Everybody's been asking for our numbers. I know you've been watching our website. You've been watching our Facebook. The numbers are down from 2018. They're down about 13%. And so that sort of surprised us because, like we talked about last time, our registration numbers went up by 11%. So if I do the math, that would put us about 25%, 24% of what our projected numbers were. So we'll see. Notoriously, the last 2 days of early voting are the busiest. That's when everybody decides to make their choices on those last 2 days. So we're hoping that we'll see a whole lot of numbers go up. The voters are out there. They're consistent. Most of the time, they're able to walk right in. Some of our busiest sites obviously will have a line. But again, if your viewers go to our website, they can see of the 51 sites where they would have the least traffic. So we have sites that are still every day just doing, I refer to it as double digits, maybe 50, maybe 70 for that entire 12-hour period. So I think when you all look at that site, when you're making your reports, you'll be able to say, look, some of these sites, you'll be able to walk right in. And so we're hoping that you look at that and keep that uppermost. Now on the mail, or by mail process, we're really excited because we have 61% of our mail ballots back in. Now again, the numbers didn't go up. We still had under 40,000 mail ballot applications. And right now we have over 24,000 back in house, which is great news. We do and we have had a lot of disappointed voters because they continue to send in their mail ballot applications. And as you all helped us last week, Friday the 28th was the deadline. So we're having a lot of really disappointed voters on that aspect of it. But it's going well. Next Tuesday, 7 to 7, 302 sites around town. There we go. No, we can't figure it out. I mean, you start with that crystal ball, and like we all talked about, you go to the last election, you add your increase, and we added it, and we're just not seeing it. So we'll see if election day picks up. We've heard that there's some aspects where some groups of people are choosing to vote on election day. So we hope that helps and we can get our numbers up. But if we stay with the Bexar County model, 65% of our vote is early vote. So between our in-person being down and our mail being down, maybe this will be the one time election day will surpass the 35%.
So how do you use that information if we are voting, if early voting is down and you're saying, well, maybe people are waiting for election day? What does that mean for you and what are you doing for election day?
Well, again, we've loaded up everybody for election day. On these elections with our new system, we have to make sure that there's enough paper ballot cards at each site. And so we've upped that, we've ramped that number up. So we'll see.
Are there any lingering issues from the new voting laws?
Not really. We are I can say I'm absolutely pleased with the mail ballot applications. For example, when we did it the first time and we had the primary election and we had that outrageous rejection rate. And we came up with our insert that we've talked about numerous times. And the early ballot board's working now. And so yesterday when I asked them, they had already processed 6,000 of our 24,000 in. And I asked them, I said, what's the reject rate on those 6,000? And they had 26. I just thought that was fantastic. I really did. And there's enough time for us to get that ballot back to the voters. So to go from where we had 22%, which again was outrageous, down to 26 out of 4,000, 6,000, that's a win-win.
Any issues with these roaming poll watchers?
No. Oh, I'm sorry. We have seen an uptick in the poll watchers. Numerous sites, but the first couple days of early voting, excuse me, the first couple days of early voting, the poll watchers were coming in and staying for extended times. Now they're checking in the morning and they're leaving within a half hour. Which I think is really a commendation to our election officials. They're still roaming, they're still checking each site, and we have poll watchers that'll show up in the morning and then they show up at night as they close. But as far as being there the entire day, that seems to have tapered off. Good question. Well, again, Brian, I went into it saying, hey, we're going to have 650,000 people vote. Now I'm pretty much down to 500, 550. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But that seems to, if we just project the numbers we're seeing right now. No, we've had a couple dust-ups between campaign workers outside. The election officials are doing a great job with that. It's been really quiet.
That must make you feel good.
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's been a big relief for the election officials. They're happy.
How are you? Because we talked about staffing issues before, getting people to work the polls. Give me the mood of your volunteers. How are they holding up this election?
The ones that are out there are doing a great job, and in fact, tomorrow will be a long day for us because we're going to see all of the election day officials. And so yesterday I reached out to our crews that are out in the field and I said, send me we call it lessons learned. We want to see what you want us to help the election day people. Is there anything that we've missed in our regular training? And 201, they were really, really good about it. You know, it was like they've gotten in the groove because, of course, we know we were all together last week when the story was vote flipping. And so the officials have adjusted. And so they're reminding people, touch in the middle of the square. Don't be on the edge. Either touch the name that you choose to vote for or the square. So a lot of it was that, just to remind this next wave of training that we do tomorrow, those little tidbits.
Anything else come up with the suggestions that are being sent in that are going to be brought up tomorrow?
Again, number 2 was basically do your homework. Prepare your forms the night before, the weekend before, so that you don't feel rushed throughout the day. And so at the end of the day, you don't have to spend a lot of time updating all your forms. So those were the 2 big ones, and we were really pleased. And the other thing was more votes. I voted stickers. That's the biggie, the I voted stickers. So they're real treasures.
Do you have staff? Locations than in past years?
Yes, we have 51 this time.
We've had some people reach out to us saying they've had harder times finding them on the south side rather than the north. Is that something you guys have seen, or are they all over?
If you go to our website, you'll see the map, and they seem to be very, very spread out.
Do you have staff and equipment for those additional locations to get to 302?
Yes, not that it will be a struggle, but we'll have to adjust over the weekend. Yes.
You're still working on lining up staff for those?
No, we have staff. But we're going to have to shift some equipment and the carts that we have. So we still have some work to do.
Did you have to buy equipment for those?
No. It would have been almost impossible because when you purchase these certified systems and they're delivered, there's an extreme, it's called acceptance testing, which takes a lot of time. So before we accept it from the vendors. And so there would not have been time. So we have our equipment, we have sufficient.
So they added money to the budget for it, but that's for staffing, not for equipment.
Correct, correct.
It's the same number of voting machines spread out over a larger number of locations.
Exactly, exactly, yeah. Sure. Encino libraries are number one. Brook Hollow, Cody, Sims are like the number 4 sites. Lionsfield does a really bang up business too. Yeah. Okay?
Jackie, let me ask you about poll watchers on election day. We've seen low turnout for early voting, so you're expecting busy on election day.
Yes.
Are you also expecting poll watchers to be more busy, to have more poll watchers roaming around on election day itself?
I would think so. Based on what we've seen for early voting, like I said, they are moving. The excuse me. The only difference is on election day, when a poll watcher presents themselves to be accepted to the poll site, they sign in, and they must remain at the site for 5 continuous hours. If they put in their 5 hours, then they can leave and come back. Where in early voting, they don't have to put in that 5 hours since it's 12 days. So if they choose to just check in the morning and then have another crew come in the evening, like we're seeing with early voting, maybe that'll be the same thing.
Is that something you're going to be talking to your volunteers tomorrow about? Be careful on election day because we're going to see more of these poll watchers?
Just again, they're trained for it. We've seen poll watchers forever. It's been a part of the process. Yes, we're going to see more of them, again, based on Senate Bill 1. But I think we've prepared the election officials for that. So I'm really happy. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jackie.
Thank you.